What's going on, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for joining us over here at Puck U. It is May 13th, 2:06 Eastern Standard Time. We go live here Monday through Friday, right around 2 o'clock. We got free picks, we got likes, we got leans, we got everything that you guys need right over here. Les, how we doing today, brother?
We're hot. We are hot, Bernsey. We fucking got the brooms out last night, and we just swept the card again. We have swept the card at least once every single week this postseason. And that's a tough thing to do. I don't usually just put one bet on the card. Usually there's two or three plus a parlay, and I don't count a sweep unless that parlay cashes too, which we all know how hard parlays are to hit. So really good night last night. Locked up over 8 G's in profit. VIP members are printed money. I don't know what more I have to say. I post the results in the Telegram, good or bad. And, you know, lately they've all been good, which is great. We want to keep that tendency going. But we also don't want to get overconfident either and think that we can't lose, because that's when it comes out and bites you. And anybody that's been gambling as long as I have, you know that there's a snake around the corner just waiting for you. So you got to be smart. You don't want to get overzealous and start betting too aggressively just because we're hot. So keep that in mind. But really big night. VIP members did cash. Everybody did. And I noticed some guys were sending me their tickets, and they were taking all the bets, the whole card, and parlayed them all together. So some of these guys in the VIP really smashed it last night with some big one. I think the one guy put $200 on a parlay everything, and it paid over $2,000. So good for him. I mean, I don't recommend doing that, but if you're willing to take the risk, and as long as you're being smart with your unit sizing for those kind of parlays, that you're not going to have a red night if that parlay doesn't hit. You want to focus on the bigger VIP ones like Edmonton money line, the McDavid over 3.5 shots. Like, there's no way this doesn't hit by the end of the first. And I think he had 3 after 1. So It took about 10 minutes in the second period to get that fourth and final shot. He did finish the night with 5, I believe. Big night. And then obviously we had the Aho, and who was the other one?
It was the
Aho and
Bouchard.
Bouchard, yeah, classic Bouchard. He's going to be on the bingo card probably every night until Edmonton wins the cup.
Yeah, man, it was great for the members. We were a little cold here on the show. I think the only pick that we gave out was the under in the Oilers game. And I mean, these games last night, watching the both of them, staying up to watch the end of the Oilers game. I mean, it was just straight domination, dude. It was all Canes. It was all Oilers. I mean, Capitals looked like a fucking minor league team, and Vegas didn't show me any fucking jam. You got Edmonton out there running over fucking Aiden Hill, getting nasty in front of them, and they're like, "Hey, stop. Leave our guy alone." I mean, neither one of these teams had any fucking answer. I sent you a message last night. I said, "All right, man, shoot it to me straight." Because I've been knocking Edmonton, for a while, right? About the depth. There's just no depth. You can't just have Connor, can't just have Leon, right? Leon looks like he's a little banged up now. And then just seeing all 4 of these fucking lines roll all fucking game long. I asked you, I'm like, are they really legit? And what was your answer?
They just want it more. It's clear as day that they are hungrier than their opponent. And when you want to win in the playoffs, it doesn't always come down to how much skill you have, systems, special teams. Sometimes it just comes down to how bad do you want it? What are you willing to give up to get it? And to do that in a way that they're doing, like, they just have an answer for everything Washington throws at them in this series. And it's going to be a short series. I really think Carolina can go into Washington and wrap things up and get some little extra rest as they wait for the best of whatever is going on in Toronto, Florida.
Yeah, man, it was just we have another situation very similar to last night as well. We have a road team tonight, just like last night, down 2-1. And this is really like that Game 7 mentality. And neither one of the teams last night showed up with them. Are we going to see that trend continue tonight in Big D? We got a 9:00 puck drop in Dallas. Dallas up 2-1. I mean, they just blew the fucking doors off the Jets 5-2 in Game 3. I mean, it was real cute that Hellbach got his shutout in Game 2, right? Kind of calmed everybody down and then let 5 in the next game. I mean, this has just been like an absolute defensive domination from Dallas here. They're holding the Jets to just 2.06 expected goals per 60 on 5-on-5. I mean, if Dallas stays out of the box, I don't know if the Jets have a chicken dick's chance in hell of fucking pulling out the victory tonight.
Well, so here you just said it. If they stay out of the box, because you got to remember, Winnipeg hosted the best record in the NHL during the regular season. Not that it matters, but a big part of that reason was their power play. It's dangerous. It can be very dangerous. I mean, but Dallas also has an exceptional kill. However, you can only burn the candle at both ends for so long, and then something's got to give. So I don't think they took terrible penalties. A couple of them were like, I don't know if that was a penalty or not. But
Mason Martin's going to get his head out of his ass. He's got to fucking start playing smarter.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple bonehead plays for sure, and that shit can't happen. That needs to get addressed in the room. Maybe like a one-on-one coaches meeting with a couple of these guys to try to get them going. And sometimes that's what you need. You need to be singled out, not in front of your teammates, but singled out in the office. You called in by the coaching staff. Maybe have a little vent to each other, talk about what's going on, because you could tell there's a couple guys on Dallas, well, really every team, that they're just not themselves. And sometimes guys, you expect them to figure it out on their own. Like, he'll come around. But also sometimes you gotta, treat them like a coworker. Like, hey man, you all right? Like, let's talk about it. What's good? Like, everything okay? Like, where's your head at right now? Like, I'm sure these teams have psychologists and sports analysts to do that. And I'm sure they use them on a regular basis. But sometimes you got to sit down with the coach, because there's always a little bit of an intimidation factor when you're face-to-face with the big boss. And sometimes that smartens guys up. Now, we'll never know if that's what's happening, but that's just my opinion. I've been in that chair before, and I know when the coach is looking at me like, I kind of think so. He'll ask you that question. So, how do you think you played? And it's like, fuck, this is a fucking trap.
Yeah, good.
Well, yeah, I don't know what the right answer here is, right? So we've all been in that chair, but the Stars look good, and it's hard to give credit to Winnipeg when they haven't won a road game in 2 series now. Last series went to 7. They couldn't fucking win a game on the road. They couldn't even compete on the road. Never mind win. They were terrible on the road
against the fucking 8th seed.
Hellbach was like Swiss cheese. His save percentage is fucking like 700s on the road. So, I mean, there's part of me that says, well, that can't last forever. We saw with Stuart Skinner last night, post a goose egg. Not that he was tested at high caliber shots, but he made a couple sharp saves. And I thought he looked way more comfortable. Even with the simpler saves, you still have to make them. You make them. You still have to control the rebound. It's a tough position to play. So, I got to tip my cap to Stuart Skinner. Not that we're jumping around a little bit, but the reason why I bring that up is I don't know if you've seen Stuart Skinner's record in games 5, 6, and 7. It's unbelievable. His save percentage goes through the fucking roof, which is weird, but I mean, it is what it is. And then last night he goes out and does it again.
Sounds like a gamer to me, dude. Lose the ones that you're able to, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think he's trying to lose, but it just sometimes as the series progress, you just find another mindset. You just find peace within yourself, and you all of a sudden get confidence. And you know what? I don't know what it is, and players are the same way, but it's just more noticeable with goalies because we go and first thing we do is check how many saves they had, how many shots against they had, how many goals they got. Oh, fucking Hellbach again. It's versus a player, they might do a lot of wrong on the ice, but we don't see it as much because it doesn't completely reflect on the stat sheet.
Yeah, I mean, Stu figured it out last night. I don't know how confident I am to say that I think Connor figures it out here. I mean, he's allowed 9.71 goals above expected in the playoffs. It was cute he had a game 2 shutout. But, I mean, the goals that are beating him, it's not like they're all CNI shots going through 1,000 legs and, getting tipped 4 or 5 times. I mean, they're just straight one-on-one wrist shots right by him. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm big on Dallas tonight, and obviously it's easy to be big on Dallas tonight. Winnipeg can't win on the fucking road. Dallas is a hell of a team, and we've been talking for 11 minutes now, and we haven't even made mention of the fucking Moose. Mikko fucking Rantanen. This dude is just on a different fucking level right now. He's got 18 playoff points, 9 goals, 9 assists. He factored into 15, I think it was 13 consecutive Dallas goals. He had either a goal or a point in, and he's factored in 15 of the last 16. I listened to Rick Bowness on the broadcast, talk about like, oh, well, Winnipeg, they're not playing their game. They're not playing their structure. They're not this. They're not that. Do you think they have any chance of getting it right and keeping this guy off the stat sheet?
They do. But again, a lot of that comes down to Connor Hellbach. And not to beat a dead horse here, but the Jets aren't playing that terrible of hockey. They're not. They're a good team. They are hurt, like probably more hurt than other teams, if you will. And so that's definitely played a factor into their defensive lockdown and shutdown capabilities that they can do. Like there's been a lot of games this year where Hellbach didn't see more than 18 shots, right? So it's tough to let in 5 when you're only getting 18. Playoffs, though, different story. We know this. And that's the difference between analysts and pom-poms, because the people with the pom-poms are going to say, oh, Jets are going to win everything because of, Connor Hellbach and this and that. But the people that study the game and look at the history like we do, we see a lot bigger picture than that. And then the pom-poms find out that, oh, wow, he's kind of fucking terrible. Like, how has Comrie not gotten a start for the Winnipeg Jets? I don't give a fuck if he's a Vezina goalie or not. I don't fucking care. I don't care. You're fucking terrible. Sit on the fucking bench. Okay, you got your shutout, so yeah, you're going to start the next one. But if it was me, you're not starting tonight. And I'm going to piss off all the fans. I don't care. It's not personal. It's business. We need somebody that can win a game. You have proved that you cannot win a game on the road. How long of a leash is too long? At what point do you make the call? Oh, we're going to live and die by Hellbach. Well, what the fuck is that?
Well, it sounds like you're just going to fucking die.
But that's what they're doing. We're going to live and die by Hellbach. He's the one that got us here. No, there's 21 other fucking guys on that team that helped got you there. He's just one of them. And he's not doing his job. I've never seen a goalie have such a long leash in my life. And I don't know if that's because Winnipeg just can't sell out a fucking a stadium for a game or what it is. But if Winnipeg loses this series, I blame Connor Hellbach.
When?
Likely. So it's just tough because you look at Edmonton. They made the adjustment right away. Oh, we're down 0-2. You're out. Fuck it.
Yep.
Pickard, you're in. Do the job. Then he goes and wins 6 in a row, then gets hurt. Now they have to go with Skinner, so that's a different situation. But you know what I mean. He was on a leash shorter than I am. And he did the job. He did the job. You don't know. Comrie's had good numbers too this season for the little that he has played. And you got to wonder what's going through his head. If I'm Eric Comrie and I'm watching Hellbach just get fucking lit game after game after game. And, I'm sure he's probably looking at the coach like, you want me to go?
Stretch it out?
Should we just change on the fly or, get loose a little? Like, at what point are you're okay with that? I don't even want to play here anymore. If you're okay with that, fucking trade me. That's the way I would look. Could you imagine?
Well, Robbie in the chat says apparently 5 goals is the leash. So,
yeah, well, I'll tell you what,
dude.
Robbie, after 5, the game's over. So, sure, pull him now. Whoop-de-fucking do. I'll tell you what, if he lets in fucking 2 goals in the first period, you better be hooking him. I don't care if it hits 4 fucking legs and goes in. You have to get him out.
I mean, there's got to be a point too where you wake up the team, right? Like I mentioned Rick Bowness before, right? And I'm sure he's a Hellbach apologist and stuff like that, right? But he was very clear, like, listen, the team is not playing well in front of them. They're not playing their systems. They're a tremendous defensive team, and they're not there. I mean, listen, in the playoffs, everything is 1,000% different, right? I mean, look at guys like Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews, right? And they're getting crucified. Where is that? They're getting crucified left and right, about not being able to produce. And, I heard a podcast where they were asking Mike Madano about what makes the playoffs just different. And he says it's 2 things. It's time and it's space. You have the playoffs where everyone's selling out to block a shot. I saw fucking Connor McDavid block 2 shots last night.
Fucking right, because he wants to win. He's hungrier. So, I mean, it comes down, and I even sent you a message watching the Washington game. I said, what's going on here, dude? Like, is this just not coaching adjustments? Is it bad system, or is it desire? Because they were getting their fucking doors blown off, right? And your answer was desire. You have to want it more. You got to want it more. You got to want it more. And you know what? I just happened to look down and see Raymond Ramirez's comment. I wanted that parlay so fucking bad. I was livid last night when they blew that. It was a 1-goal game with 7 minutes left, and we lost a plus 2.5 bet. Are you fucking kidding me? What a kick. Anyways, thank you for bringing that up, because now I'm pissed off again about it. Well, we're not helping Les's drinking problem today, guys, by bringing up bad shit. No. NYC says he thinks that the Jets get 3 goals today. He wants to know, is that going to be enough? It comes down to one guy, dude. If I'm the Dallas Stars, guys, to the net. And if any team has scored the most uncharacteristic goals this postseason, is the Dallas Stars. And even in that Colorado series, how many goals went in off a foot? Oh, it was a kicking motion. I'm like, what? He kicked it from the fucking corner. Like, they scored a game-winning goal on themselves. 100%. Like, how many own goals and kicking goals off their skate, somebody else's skate? I've never seen so many. Guys, get the puck to the net, make him make a save, pound the forecheck, get it to up top, on net, traffic in front, and we're going to win this game. So if I'm Pete DeBoer, that's the message to the guys. Clog up the middle, get pucks to the net, we will win this game. I think it's a pretty simple recipe. It's just going to come down to who wants it more. And I think Edmonton showed us something last night that, the Panthers always get targeted for, doing this. But, I mean, it's the fucking playoffs, man. And you got to rattle the fucking goalie. And Winnipeg should be doing the same exact fucking thing. Get into fucking Ottinger's face. Bump him. Knock him over. Take a fucking penalty. Whatever. Get him fucking rattled. Because that's what Edmonton did to Aiden Hill last night. And he still, he made, he did his best. He maintained his composure, but he did lose it on that, on Vander Kane.
right? But again, I said to you too, like after like Evander Kane ran him over, I mean, he was pushed by his own guy, but how was everybody's mitts still on their hands? How did Vegas? I know they're not like, a big heavy team, but you got to punch this guy's fucking face in.
So it's funny you say that because last night there was a fight, two big boys going at it. That was the first fight of the postseason.
Shocking.
What?
Shocking.
What? The games are the chippiest they've been all year. And there's been one fight. And it just happened yesterday. Like, I don't know. It's a weird thing because you would expect emotions to run even higher given what's at stake, that you're going to snap easier. And I absolutely loved what Edmonton did to Adin Hill. That's how you're going to fucking win. The dirty, greasy way. You might take a fucking punch to the mouth. You might get a black eye, but you're running the goalie. You're bumping him every time. That's what you do. Go back and watch some footage from the fucking 80s and 90s. And the goalie was like a third defenseman. He got hit more than some of the D did. Like, that's just how the game was played. And it makes a difference because as a goalie, you're in a zone. You're in a zone. You're locked in. It's like a golfer. You're oblivious to the noise around you. You're locked into this zone, and you want to stay in there until somebody starts poking you. And it's like, fuck, you're kind of annoying me. Or, next thing you know, you get bumped, and then a stick in the fucking between the fingers of the blocker, and just a little kind of twist, a little bump of the head as you skate by. Like, eventually, you're gonna get him off his game. And if you want to win in the playoffs, you got to be careful because you don't want to get unnecessary penalties. But at the same time, if you did take a penalty when you rang his bell, when you got pushed in or, kind of a little embellished.
Was it worth it, right?
100% it's worth it. Even if they score, you're in his head. You chip away at it for a whole series. You're going to win. It's simple.
All right, man, we only got one game on the schedule tonight. It's going to feel like a kind of a weird night, just the one game to watch. So let's just get straight to it. What are we thinking about best bet for this game?
For best bet, I love it. And that's what concerns me is because of how much I love it. Like, I really loved the Washington plus 2.5 yesterday. And I'm not going to talk about that anymore. It's personal now. So, but I love the over 5.5 for the simple reason of Connor Hellbach not being able to be good on the road. Dallas Stars buzzing. Rantanen doing his thing.
Next level shit.
This hasn't been a boring series like the Washington Carolina, 2-1, 3-1. Outside of last night, the under has cashed every single game. When those two teams have met. And for whatever reason, when Dallas is on the ice, there's lots going on, lots of chances, lots of high-scoring chances for whatever reason. So we're going to go with the best bet, over 5.5. And, you got to count on Hellbach to give up at least 3.
Minimum,
give
right?
up at least 3. You got to count on probably Ottinger to give up a few as well. Plus power plays, empty netters if it's close. So yeah, over 5.5 is a good bet. That's what we're rolling with. I believe in it.
Rolling with the over. Love it, brother. All right. So just like we do at the end of every show, we're going to put together a little DGen parlay, a little pizza money 4-leg parlay. You want to kick this one off or?
Nope, you're already ready. I'm still on the fence over a couple things, so I want this one. We have to win today. We got to give these people their money's worth for listening to us fucking talk shit all day. So lead us off, bring us to the promised land.
All right, my first leg of the 4-legger here 100% correlates with what you're talking about with this over. I'm liking Connor Hellebuyck over 2.5 goals allowed tonight. That is
so. Is that a team total then?
Say again?
That's Dallas team total over 2.5.
No, mine has it under like goalie props. That's how the Hard Rock plays it out. So, I mean, I guess it would
So
be.
I guess it's the same thing, right?
Yeah, right.
It's probably minus like 210 or something.
What could fuck me here, right, on this is what you were saying before. If this dipshit lets in 2 goals early and then gets the fucking hook. So
he only gets pulled after 5. We've already been through
we're
this.
rolling with Robbie here, right? 5's the lead. All right, we're safe. We're good.
Even then, I don't think he's going to get pulled after 2. He would get pulled after 3 at the least, just because of the length of the leash being whatever into the volcano itself, and it doesn't seem to matter to the Winnipeg Jets. So yeah, either that or you could roll with the team total over 2.5. It's probably the same line anyway, so either one.
All right, and then my second leg here, opened up by talk about Dallas, about their defensive structure, right? And honestly, walking into the Colorado series, being down Jason Robertson, being out without Miro Heiskanen, I didn't give him a chance in hell. I thought Colorado was going to win it, was just going to roll through them. But their defense has actually shown up without one of the best defensive players in the entire league. And a lot of that has to do with one young player named Thomas Harley. He's been playing out of his mind. I got Thomas Harley over a 0.5 point. He's going to find the point sheet tonight.
Very nice.
So my 2 legs, I got Hellbach allowing over 2.5, and I got Harley finding a point. What were you going to say?
I'm not far from you. I got Rope Hintz over 0.5 point. This guy's been so good at home. Very underrated player. He might be one of the most underrated players in the NHL, as far as I'm concerned, because he's surrounded by so much talent and skill that he's often overlooked. But he had a couple points last game. This guy loves to get points at home. We're getting a decent price on him at minus 155. Let's throw him in that mix.
Listen, he's playing alongside Rantanen, right? They got the Finnish connection line out there, so I love that, man. And he's on our fucking cover today. Who saw that coming?
Oh, look at that. Who knew? Huh. And for the final leg, I have to go back to him. He's made us so much money over this postseason. We got to go back to Mr. Moose. They moved it. It was 0.5 point this morning for like minus 200. Now they gave him up to 1.5. So, that hurts. I don't want to do that. Okay, give me a second here. I'm going to change my mind. Not that I don't think he can do it. I definitely think he can. But
so Rantanen right now over 1.5 is at plus 155.
Yeah. And I think it's possible. You can, but I don't like throwing big plus money onto parlays. They're hard enough to hit already.
Yeah, not everybody has. Not all these assholes parlays ATGs, right?
Yeah, exactly. Especially 2 of them.
That close.
You know what? Let's go with. Oh, this is plus money too, but I do like it. I'm gonna go with Mark Scheifele under 0.5 point.
Under 0.5 point.
Under 0.5 point. He has done a whole lot of nothing. I know he's hurt. He kind of reminds me of Draisaitl right now. Kind of around getting it done, but not really his normal self. He's had points in 3 out of his last 6. He didn't even have a shot on goal last game. So obviously something's going on. It's plus money, but I also see Dallas locking down this series and, team total being low for Winnipeg. So if that's the case, it's a good chance that this hits.
All right, so that's what we got. We got Hellbach over goals allowed 2.5. Thomas Harley finding the point sheet over 0.5 point. Rupe Hintz over 0.5 point. And Mark Scheifele under 0.5 point. Thinking that Dallas is going to put the clamps on it. I think Dallas is going to put the clamps on this series tonight. I think they get it done in Big D. And I think we got 3 series that are going to be going 3-1 with a chance to close out next time that we show up here. So that's what we got, guys. Only one game. Schedules, plays these responsibly. Little pizza money action on it. Make sure if you really want the big action, we saw it happen last night, happen all playoffs. Got to get over to ylose.com. NHL. One of Les's packages. Les, I believe you have a special running today. Is that correct?
Yeah. So what I did was I extended the Mother's Day package. Like you get every bet right up until the cup is hoisted for $50. Like it's I'm almost losing money doing this, but I want people to get more into the channel. I want them to see and make money like we have been. We've been on fire. We're getting closer and closer to our $100,000 goal every day, it seems. So let's keep it going. Head on over to the Telegram. I extended the Mother's Day special rest of the season for $50. We sell day passes for $50. So this doesn't even make sense as far as this goes. But I'm doing it for you guys.
It's down for long, guys.
No, I'm going to take it down tonight. So get on over to that Telegram, pick up the $50. I'm sure you spent $50 on worse things in your fucking life. I'll tell you that, because I know I have.
All right, that'll do us for us today. NYC likes Dallas money line. Who doesn't, brother? Who doesn't? We'll see you guys back over here tomorrow, 2 p.m. again. What games we got? We got the Panthers coming back in Toronto. And then we got the Oilers heading to Vegas trying to close it out. Big hockey tomorrow. Big hockey tonight. Best time of the year. Playoff hockey. Nothing like it. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Y'all stay well. Enjoy the games. Peace.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last